Kitchen. Today I'm going to share my meat sauce recipe with you. I'm going to use, from this large pack, I'm going to use about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of meat, of ground beef. I don't normally use salt, but you can add salt if you'd like. I use pecorino romano cheese on top, and that's enough salt for me. So if you use it, use maybe like a half a teaspoon. A few shakes of oregano. I use half a teaspoon of onion powder, about 3 cloves of garlic, and fresh garlic is better, but I happen to have some minced in a jar, so I'm going to use that. Medium onion chopped, and 2 cans of crushed tomatoes and 2 cans of tomato puree. If you happen to live by a Wegmans, they only have these for like 99 cents a can, so I always get those. So that's all you need. It's pretty easy and it's super tasty. So here we go. I have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil heating up. When it's good and hot, yeah, it's good. Throw the rest of the onions in. Now this wooden utensil I have is probably at least 50 years old. It belonged to my husband's grandmother. And I use it often. So we cook the onion for maybe 5 minutes until it's nice and soft. Now my mom was a good cook, and she taught me a lot of the Italian recipes that I'm going to share. The only thing that I guess she did differently was when she added her crushed tomatoes in, she would cook the crushed tomatoes for like an hour, and then after that she would put the pureed tomatoes in. I just put everything in all at once. She made everything from chicken parmesan, eggplant parmesan, homemade pasta, and I will be sharing all that with you. And if it looks like it's running out of olive oil, I just put a little bit more in. I think it'll be good though. And I have it on a medium heat. I don't put the garlic, the crushed or the minced garlic, in the beginning because I don't want it to get burned. So when the onions are nice and soft, I add the garlic. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And I am taking about 2 pounds of the ground beef from that large family pack of ground beef that I have. If you have like 1.5 to 2 pounds, it'll work perfectly. And my family prefers making it with the ground beef instead of just the sausage and meatballs. But I like it either way. I'll show you how to do it the other way too, with sausage and homemade meatballs. Not this time around. I'm going to put a little bit more, drizzle a little more olive oil, and then put my garlic in. I just want to make sure it's soft enough, because I have done it before thinking that it was okay to put the sauce in and cook it for 2 hours, and 2 hours later the onions are still a little crunchy. I don't want that. It's gotta be nice and soft. Another couple more minutes and then I'll start the garlic. And I apologize about clearing my throat. I have had a cold all week. I think I'm on the tail end of it. I think that's about done. Yeah, a little bit hard, but it'll cook some more on the sauce. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to put the garlic in now. Just a little bit more olive oil. And like I said, fresh garlic cloves are the best. But since I had a little jar of minced garlic and no fresh garlic, that's what I'm using. And you don't need to cook the garlic for that long. So now I'll put my ground beef in. This handy dandy little wooden utensil is great for chopping up the ground beef. I wish you could smell this. Oh, I love a good meat sauce. Okay, now the meat is pretty browned. So there's two ways you can do this. You can scoop it all out and strain the grease out. That's what my mom used to do, but I push it all to the side. I'm going to turn it off for a minute. Push it all to the side, and I don't know if you could see that. I just scoop out, not the meat, I scoop the grease out, most of it, and I put it in a jar, get rid of it. Usually I have a small ladle, but it's dirty right now. Get the meat out, and then just scoop the grease out. Okay, I got just about all of the grease out. I didn't strain it, so there's like barely any grease the way I got it out. It works. So now I'm adding the crushed tomatoes. And the reason why I make such a large pot is because I freeze most of it in little containers. And a tomato puree. Now if your sauce, I don't know what brand tomatoes you buy, but if your sauce comes really like watery, if it's too thin, you could also add a can of tomato paste. But I don't remember the last time I did that. It's been a while. And another thing that I normally add, but I can't find, I don't know where it went, bay leaves. You can add whole bay leaves in here for more flavor. Here is my onion powder that it's like I never measure, so I'm trying to guess like how much I shake in there normally. It's, I think, like half a teaspoon onion powder. And then oregano, I'm just gonna do like a few shakes. And I'm gonna add salt this time. I normally don't. I'll add a little bit. I don't want it to pour out, so I'm gonna do it in my hand. Just like a tiny bit. Like I said, if you use Parmesan cheese, it has a lot of salt in it, which is why I don't normally add salt to my sauce. Now this is a nice, thick, meaty sauce. And you can keep it on low for like 1.5 to 2 hours. I mean, you could taste it after 1.5, but I let it go for 2 hours. And it's fantastic. I'm really, I would really love to hear comments if you end up trying this. It's so good. So I'll be back after a couple of hours and I'll show you what it looks like on pasta. Yummy, yummy. Oh, and I forgot one thing. My mother would not be happy if I left tomatoes in the can like that. So what she would do is, under a low stream of water in the sink, she would like go around in a circle like this until the water brushed all the tomatoes in. I'll show you. So it would look like this. You don't want to waste any of the tomatoes. So you do that, and then you go to the next can. And then you go to the next can. And I agree with her, why waste it? Just get out as much as you can. Yep. Stir it up. And there you have it. Yum. So good. Okay, see you in a couple hours. It's been 2 hours and I just turned the sauce off. And it looks delicious. So I just made about 1/2 pound of rigatoni. I'm going to strain. I like to put it in like this and then put the sauce on top. Some people like to mix it in. I like it like this. And you can cook it according to the directions on the box. I like it al dente, nice and firm. Well, not too firm, but I like it al dente. And a little bit of pecorino romano cheese. And if you're from the Syracuse area and you haven't heard about Simmer's Imports, it's on East Genesee Street. You're really missing out. I always get my cheese there, and olives and lots of other goodies. So here it is. Homemade meat sauce with rigatoni. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. I hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.